Again, look at it. Make sure to look at it. Okay, so hi friends, welcome back to another video on my channel. So today we have my lovely friends Max and Jebok. So guys, thank you so much again for joining my channel. It's been a while.
I'm here again.
Yep. And it's actually been a while for Max as well. So thank you. And today we're gonna talk about job applications in the UK. There are very little information available in Japan about applications in the UK. So these two, I am working in Japan. I am going to work in Japan, but Max and Jebok had an experience applying for the job in the UK, so probably I'm going to ask a bunch of questions about that. So let's get started.
Let's go.
So firstly, because we are all graduated kind of, could you tell me the industries you've applied, or what kind of working position that you are actually going to apply for in the future as well?
You want to go ahead first?
Sure. So, of course, everyone I think has some ideal job, ideal industry they want to work in, but in reality, of course, people had to adjust their expectations. So me and a lot of my friends, of course, they want to work in consulting, for example, and me as well. I applied for some consulting positions, but this is highly competitive and takes a lot of time because there are so many different stages. So as I need some job just to earn some money as well, I'm applying for different industries as well, including some positions in the media, usually for like a business analyst, and similar positions as well. Usually basing my job application on what I learned at King's. So basically that's it.
I quite agree with you at this time. Like to what you said, like I might be the live example for that, because as Max said, like everybody has their own expectations and own desire to work for the industry, right? They choose whatever they want, right? Like what I wanted was consulting industry. There are a lot of reasons why I want consulting industry, and I think like the most plausible reason for that, like in consulting industry, is that you learn like a bunch of information during the short period of time, right? So this is what I want, the most valuable experience, what I want. But the thing is, like when I started applying for consulting industry, consulting companies, right? Like it's so hard that like it takes them so much time to apply, to get the reply from them, and like usually it takes like several months. For example,
Several months.
Yeah, I applied for several companies in September, in the midst of September, but like still waiting for response from one of them, and I got a response from two of them, but like still waiting for response from one of them. Like it is literally a lot of process.
Same story. Some of them, like one of the companies emailed me saying that sorry, there are so many applications that we're going to postpone our review of application until New Year, so somewhere in January. So I'm still waiting. And I applied kind of the same period, like around September. So that's crazy sometimes. And I think it's really difficult to explain to people from abroad as well that process here takes much more time rather than in any other country.
People who are applying for jobs here in UK, in London especially, they have to take into account. It takes like quite a bunch of time.
That's really different, because I applied for consulting industry in Japan, and it took me, because I applied positions in one of the career forums, so it's a bit special. That's kind of like forum that all international students can attend, but it's only for international students. But it only took me like 1 or 2 months to complete all the process. So for me to get the response, it's like few days. So it's so different.
So lucky.
Okay, but I think you're right. A lot of our cohort, I mean, like since we studied management, international management, a lot of them are simply like interested in similar areas. So a lot of them are just applying for consulting. Yeah.
That's true.
Are there like, I'm also curious about the specific process. You said it takes a lot of time to get response.
That's true.
But what kind of, like after you got email, for instance, what process would you take? Do you take tests, interviews? How does it work?
Okay. First of all, you apply for the company. And like you apply with your CV and your cover letter,
right?
Basically, and then they take their time. Whenever they have time, they apply to you.
Which takes ages, apparently.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. And then first thing you will do in consulting industry, and in many other industries, in finance as well, for example, it's a digital assessment. You go through this digital assessment, and like this is a minimum requirement for the company. So like I wouldn't say it's really, but it's hard. I wouldn't say that. But like it's like if you don't have those skills, company even like don't look at your CVs or other stuff.
I think most industries have some sort of test and assessment for you to do. Usually includes verbal, logical, mathematical, analytical skills to check.
Right. Yeah. That's kind of similar in Japan, actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Then after that, like if you pass that digital assessment, so it means you go into the next process. Which is they check your CV again, and then like if you are good, if you fit to that the values and purpose of that company, they might call you for the interview. And there are like two types of interviews. The first type of interview gonna be like for your skills, what kind of skills you have.
So full of technical questions.
Technical questions, like literally technical questions. And the second, if you pass that interview, if you are good enough in that interview, and then they might ask you do interview about your soft skills.
So it's more about your personality,
like
your soft skills, communication skills.
This is the process, literally process. Like, but like it takes. It's easy to say this, but it takes ages for this in the UK. Right now, there are a lot of reasons for that, and we can say like the economy of the country also like one of the reasons for this, I would say.
Wow, is that pretty much the same that you?
The same experience. But as I said, it varies, of course, between different industries. But more or less, it's same to expect similar things in different industries. Like as I said, the tests usually, like the core of these tests are usually the same.
Okay,
that's true.
Of course, I think it varies, but how many times do you think typically take the interview to get offer before get the offer?
Interviews, you mean, or just applications?
No, after suppose you pass the test, and then you did the assessment center, and you are invited to the interview, and then before you actually get the offer, how many interviews? Because normally in Japan it's 3.
I think it's more here. I'd say around 10.
Around 10?
I think so.
10 interviews?
Yeah, I think that because like in one of the companies that I got to the interview stage, they told me that there were approximately 10 other people with me.
Wait, that's gonna be like 10 different interviews or few interviews with many more?
Oh, no. I mean, no.
10 different interviews?
Yeah. So,
oh my god.
So, I mean, if we are just, kind of similar backgrounds, similar...
what the hell?
Yeah, applicants of similar strength, I think everyone has approximately, equal chance of getting the job. So it's like 1/10, right? So, but I don't know, maybe you have different numbers in mind.
So, I think, when you were asking the question, I think like you meant like how many times the one person gets interviewed to get the job, right? Or like you mean like how many people goes to the interview stage?
No. I meant how many interviews you're going to take before you get
Okay.
In one company or in different companies?
In one company.
In one company. Oh, I see.
Well, it's usually it's free. But like sometimes it might vary as well because sometimes like you talk to HR, you'll have an interview with the HR, and if HR likes you and you talk to you go to the director, CEO of the company.
That's pretty much the same in Japan.
Yeah. Sometimes the first stage is just like a phone call from HR. They just ask basic questions about you, just to give some background check, and then you meet them in person, for example.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So I think this would be the last question.
Okay.
Before that, do you want to add any of your personal experiences, like crazy questions, or just I don't know, like your personal?
So from my friends' experience, I think they had to make like around like hundreds of applications before they get a job, like literally hundreds.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
To get one offer.
Yeah. To get the job.
Okay.
Like,
that sounds really daunting.
Well, my sayings would be like, if you are looking for a job in UK, so I know some people, so like quit very easily. No, you have to be patient enough here, like especially here, because like it's like for me, literally me, like I applied a lot of companies, and so like getting rejected for those companies, especially if you are like beginning your early career, right? It's like they just reject it just because
you don't have much experience.
You're just because like
from abroad.
Then that matters. That matters. Like you have to be patient enough and like never quit applying for jobs. And like it might be like 50 applications you go through or 100 applications, but like it's gonna work one day. So just carry on.
That sounds like really good concluding remark, but so okay, but last question is what do you think qualifications or skills or personalities, it can be anything, but what do you think qualifications or personalities that people should have to actually secure the position in the UK?
Good question. Thought-provoking. Well, so in my opinion, so like there are a lot of qualities the companies might require from you. It depends on what kind of industry you're applying for. Obviously, that's true. If you are, for example, if you're applying for the consulting industry, they might ask you from so like strategic thinking,
logical thinking,
communication, leadership skills, and those kind of things. But like if you are applying for finance companies, fintechs and finance, the industry of the finance, like the more or less like your knowledge, your technical side of your knowledge is really valued in those type of companies. So it really depends, but like if you really know what you are applying for, and I mean like if you're just a person and like who knows English really good, no, it doesn't mean you are fit to that company.
Right. So not language matters, but obviously there are many more.
That's true.
That matters a lot.
And I think the first thing you should do, of course, you should start with your CV. Like I think it should be clean, neat, and even if you don't have a lot of experience, you should think about every experience you had and just frame it and phrase it the way that it counts as something meaningful, and that should help you get a job as well, I think.
CV is important.
Also cover letter as well, and you should kind of tailor it for every position as well.
That's the thing. The CV, you can use the same CV to many different companies, but when it comes to cover letters, you actually need to have like state of motivation or this kind of thing based on the company. I mean, depending on the company.
Yeah, that's true. Logically, you can't change your CV because like the experience you had before doesn't it's not gonna change.
But you can stress different things for different.
Yeah.
At least maybe not every company, but industries, for example, right? If you apply for different industries, you can just show your
emphasize your relevant experience.
Yeah, emphasize relevant experience. Exactly.
That's true. That's true. But cover letter should be like unique for each of them.
All right. Thanks, guys. I think it was like really good information about the reality of the applications in the UK.
That should be the word reality.
But the reality is it's quite hard, but not impossible, of course.
Of course. Yeah. It's harsh, but not impossible. Yeah.
So I think it's important to be patient and be consistent. And just like it's gonna be a long process, but worth trying maybe.
Yeah.
Of course. Okay. So I think that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
And I'm gonna be here, but thank you for letting me stay as well. So this is all about it, and I'm gonna see you guys quite soon.
Yeah.
Thank you.